here we go. Let's start breaking down the game. But before we get to any game here, we got to talk about this story quickly. It broke yesterday. What the heck? The Panthers were on a bye, and they're the biggest news story of the day, even of all the teams playing. It's the Panthers making breaking news. For what? So here we go. Breaking news. Panthers fire offensive coordinator Joe Brady? What? That's the problem in Carolina? The offensive coordinator, not the subpar, lackluster tier 3 quarterbacks that you've gone with over the last 3 years, bringing in Teddy Bridgewater, who was a solid play, got you a couple of wins, and, had some nice production with the receivers year one in a newly formed Carolina team, post Ron Rivera, post Cam Newton, and you got some wins and got your footing underneath you to take it to this season. But Matt Rhule didn't want that and got rid of Teddy Bridgewater for Sam Darnold, another unproven quarterback in this league that he felt so good on and so big on that he was ready to let Teddy Bridgewater go, that got you solid production throughout the year. Okay, so you bring in Sam Darnold. We didn't love the decision, but okay, we'll let Matt Rhule do whatever Matt Rhule wants to do. Brings in Sam Darnold, got out to a 3-game winning streak. Everybody was buying the Panthers and saying, see, Matt Rhule is a genius. Matt Rhule knows what he's talking about. Sam Darnold can actually play. And we all knew that was a fluke because their competition the first 3 games were really easy. That's why they lost like the next 5-6 games, because the competition was actually good and the Panthers started to lose, and then Sam Darnold gets knocked out, unfortunate, and then they sign Cam Newton, who we all know can't throw the football, and I'm sure Matt Rhule knows that as well. I hope Matt Rhule knows that Cam Newton could not throw the football anymore, but he signs him anyway. He loses like we all know he does, and now they're looking at other solutions of why this Panthers team is floundering. Oh, and Christian McCaffrey is hurt again, but Matt Rhule's big genius idea to fix this team is to fire the offensive coordinator? This is Matt Rhule? Matt Rhule gives nobody any time. Didn't even let Joe Brady finish the season, even though that the quarterback went down, and the running back, the face of the franchise, Christian McCaffrey, went down. So you get rid of your offensive coordinator on the bye week midway through the season, where Carolina still had a chance to make the playoffs, because literally every team in the NFL besides the Lions, unfortunately, I think besides the Lions now and the Texans, are all mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. This is what you do on the bye week? Late in the bye week, ruining your bye week. You did it on the Sunday when the bye week kind of ends. Doesn't the bye week end that week? Because now it's Monday and you have to start looking forward to this week. So on your bye week, what did you do? You thought about firing Joe Brady, and then you're like, yeah, we can do it, and then you waited till Sunday to do it. It's just like, I don't know what Matt Rhule is doing out here. Matt Rhule is not a good head coach. Every single time one little small thing does not go Matt Rhule's way, he's looking for, okay, what can I do to fix it? And it's got to be getting rid of somebody. Can you not just stay with it and stick with it? You see Dan Campbell sticking with it. Dan Campbell wasn't really firing anybody. He took play calling duties away from the offensive coordinator Anthony Lynn and got a win like 3 weeks later. But that wasn't the thing that was truly holding the team back, and I'm sure that Joe Brady is not the single-handed solution. That is why why the Panthers' offense is so lackluster and being held back. So Dan Campbell just got a win, holding down, holding tight, sticking with it. But Matt Rhule is like, oh, inconvenience for 1 week, get rid of you, starting quarterback, offensive coordinator, I don't care. We're getting rid of everybody, and we're going to be bringing in Cam Newton. So you brought in Cam Newton to replace the quarterback. We all know that was a downgrade. I'm wondering who they're going to be bringing in here as offensive coordinator. Probably Jason Garrett. I'm sure Jason Garrett's the perfect guy for the job here, Matt Rhule. So So watch out for that, for them to bring in Jason Garrett. And if that happens, I'm so sorry to all the Panthers fans. You must jump ship and say, hey, you need to get rid of Matt Rhule right now, or we are all, as fans, walking away from this team, because Matt Rhule is utterly single-handedly doing what Bill O'Brien did for the Texans and is actively destroying a franchise right in front of our eyes, folks. So that's what the Panthers were doing on their bye week, getting rid of their offensive coordinator 13 weeks into the season. All right, Matt Rhule. Matt Rhule is smarter than everybody, folks. We didn't buy him last season, but, we gave him the opportunity. We never loved the decision for him to get rid of Teddy Bridgewater and to bring in Sam Darnold. And now we know overall that was the wrong decision. Not because Teddy Bridgewater is playing great or anything like that, like Sam Darnold's playing bad or anything like that. It's just because now there's no consistency now 2 years in a row. You're going into year 3 kind of at another fresh slate of now we need a quarterback. Now we need an offensive coordinator. Now we kind of need another running back. Christian McCaffrey can't get healthy. So you're just putting yourself behind the curve even more and more and more. And now you're going to be having a contract extension. Contract talks come up at some point. And Matt Rhule, his only kind of defense is going to be, well, this is a new group now. So, you have to give me a couple years to kind of, show that I can do it. No, because you're getting rid of everything every single year, switching everything up majorly every single year. No continuity, no consistency here in Carolina, and it's all because of Matt Rhule. Matt Rhule is not a good head coach. Matt Rhule is the worst head coach in the NFL right now, folks. I know we've done this once. I forgot even when we updated this slide. Urban Meyer is the worst head coach in the NFL right now. We had to put this up. But first it was Robert Saleh, then we turned it to Urban Meyer, and now it's Matt Rhule. Matt Rhule is the worst head coach in the NFL right now by a mile, folks, by a mile. Get rid of Matt Rhule, or I don't know, everybody was going to be gone besides Matt Rhule. Matt Rhule will get rid of everybody besides himself and be like, well, what's the problem? Why are we not winning games? Take a look in the mirror, my man. You are truly ruining the Panthers, and we'll see how quickly they fix it before it truly goes off the rails like this Texans team has. So that's what they were doing on the bye week, getting rid of their offensive coordinator. Interesting.